Hello Leo, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is your weekly tarot forecast. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already. And also please go watch the other videos that may pertain to you for your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign, because that will give you a much more dynamic picture of what is going on with you this week, all right? So let's get right into it. This is for the week of August 22nd through 28th. And we're going to find out just what the message is for Leo for this coming week. Let's get started. So we've got the Seven of Swords, okay? That tells me that this is going to be in some way related either to your interpersonal relationships or just kind of with the way that you're thinking about your relationships with other people right now, okay? So let's see if we could put this into some context. I do see some water cards here that might indicate that this is something to do with a maybe a past relationship or somebody that you maybe used to have a lot of really heavy feelings for. To start us off, like I said, we have this Seven of Swords. So this is some communication that's being blocked right now, right? This is, I think maybe there is someone from your past that's trying to get in communication with you. It might be an ex. It might just be someone that maybe you thought you had kind of gotten rid of, or someone that you thought was out of your life, and I think they're coming back and they're trying to get through to you, trying to get in contact with you again, but I don't think you're all that receptive to it because of that Seven of Swords. I think this is representative of this week. They're going to try to reach out to you, but you're going to be a little bit hesitant to kind of engage in that. The reason for that is because I think you are in a happier place now without this person. We'll get into some ideas of maybe who they were or what that relationship was all about, so maybe you can kind of narrow this down. But I really think that you're in a good place right now. You're happy, you're healthy, you're maybe in a good relationship right now, and you don't want any of this communication. You don't want this person to come and kind of disrupt things. Right? Whatever they want to say probably isn't worth it to you because you're in such a good place now. We see that with the Ten of Cups. I think you're very satisfied, very happy with where you are now in terms of your love life, your relationship. I think that this person coming in with whatever they want to say or whatever they want to talk about is probably not going to improve your situation. I think you're in like I said, a pretty good spot now with this Ten of Cups, that you are going to be resistant to that communication, that attempt to maybe rekindle things, or maybe just to kind of rehash what had happened in the past or get some closure to the relationship. I see that in the past, I think you are the one that ended things with them. We have the Emperor in the recent past. So I think this was you really standing up for yourself and just ending this thing that wasn't making you happy, that wasn't really working out for you. Okay, so that's what the feeling I'm getting from the Emperor card, that you took charge, you made the decision, and it was kind of you that ended things, you that broke up this relationship. And I do think it was a romantic relationship because of all the cup cards we had here. It seemed like there's a lot of feelings here. There was a lot of emotion involved in this relationship, or in this breakup especially. And I think now, with them trying to come back into your life and to resume this communication, or to just kind of get the communication started again, I think is really going to kind of upset things, or at least that is the potential there. So I think that's why you're a little bit resistant to that. And I get that feeling from this Five of Discs, which is at the top of the spread here. It's kind of shining down its influence on the whole reading. And this is just that kind of sadness, disappointment, that upset feeling, the kind of crazy emotions, the really unpleasant state of things, right? So I think that with this person, it's really some bad vibes, some bad memories. I don't think it's someone that you really want to talk to again, though. You know, maybe you do. I don't know. Maybe you have some things that haven't yet been hashed out, or maybe you need some closure with some certain things too. That could very well be. But I think communicating with this person is going to renew some of these negative feelings, some of this kind of sadness and disappointment and these just kind of just bad feelings that you have for this person now. Okay, and I get that again with the Five of Cups here. And furthermore, we have the Six of Cups down here at the bottom of the spread. This is more of a foundational card. This is more about where you are now, where your roots are, where you're coming from. And we see the Six of Cups. This is a stability. This is a harmony in your life right now. This is some real peace and joy and satisfaction. And again, this is kind of echoing what we were saying with the Ten of Cups, where although I do have kind of an alternative thought about the Ten of Cups just now, but I'll get to that in a second. But I think this again is saying that you're in a good place now. You're in a happy relationship, or if you're single, you're in a happy relationship with yourself, where you don't want this person to come in and upset things and really stir up all of this emotional turmoil again. Okay, so this is the kind of harmony and peace that you are having in your life right now. It's just kind of an underlying current of peace, calm, some joy, happiness. You're in a pretty good spot right now. But with this Ten of Cups, what I was also thinking was maybe this is that kind of emotional closure that this person is going to bring to you. If they're really coming with this intention to start communicating with you again, this isn't necessarily saying that they're going to want to get back together or anything like that, but they're coming in with some sort of need, desire, intention to communicate and start talking to you again. And maybe that is going to lead to this Ten of Cups, this kind of satisfaction, the end of that cycle, the end of those emotions, the closure maybe that you're looking for with this situation, and just kind of the release of all of that emotion, right? Because the Ten of Cups is at the bottom of the tree of life. It's not the 8, it's not the 9, it's the 10, it's the final stage. So I think maybe it is the end of all of that emotion, all of those feelings coming to an end and being resolved and being let go of. So that could be an alternate way to look at this. Okay, so I do think you're in that stable, happy, calm, peaceful place in your life right now. And I do think that this person coming in with whatever they want to talk about or whatever reason they're trying to get back into your life, I think is going to upset things. I think it's going to stir up a lot of this feeling. But it might actually be good. It might lead to a release of all this kind of pent-up frustration, turmoil, sadness, disappointment, the upset that we see with the 5 here. So that could very well be maybe a good thing with this situation. If they are coming back at you this week and trying to get in touch with you, maybe it will offer you a chance to just kind of resolve some things and get through some feelings and let things go and have that closure, okay? In the immediate future, interestingly, we have the Lovers card now. I don't think this is indicating that you're going to reconcile with this person and get back into a relationship with them. Although there is that possibility there. And I think that is really going to depend on what this does for you, what that communication and what kind of relief or satisfaction or resolution that offers you, what kind of closure that offers you. And there may be a chance for reconciliation going into the future. And that's somewhat indicated by the Lovers card here, but this could also be just indicating that you are making the choice that is the best for you. You are choosing to put yourself first. You are choosing your needs and what is right for you over and above just what you may be desiring or feeling in the moment. You know what I mean? Maybe this person is coming back into your life and they want to rekindle things, and you have to make the decision, well, is that a good idea? Really think about that. Is that a good idea, or are you just being led by your desire and your attraction, right? And kind of your immediate needs and wants? Or are you making a decision based on what is really going to be good for you long term? And so I think there is the possibility there of rekindling the relationship, but it has to be something that you are very willfully choosing and intending and really, I think, thinking it through and making the best possible decision for your health, your happiness, your future. So that Lover's card doesn't guarantee like, oh no, you're going to be back in this relationship. But it means that, hey, the potential is there. If you think that now you're both in a different place and things might work out, maybe this really was a very strong connection that you had with this person. And so maybe, maybe you do want to try again. And if it's something that you are seriously considering, just make sure that it's the best decision for you and you're not being led by some of your more base instincts, let's say. All right. Please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much. Moving on to the other side of the spread here, you are in this position of the Knight of Wands. Okay, so this is fire of fire. This is someone who is very impulsive and active and doesn't hesitate, doesn't really think before they act. And I think this, again, is kind of balancing out what I said here with the Lover's card, where, don't just jump into something because you're being led by this fire of fire energy, this Knight of Wands energy. Don't just jump into something because it feels good in the moment or you think it will feel good in the moment. Because I think you do have a tendency to do that. I think right now you might be a little bit prone to just reacting in the moment, reacting impulsively without thinking first. So I think this card is also saying, hey, you kind of are someone who likes to do that. So in this situation, just make sure you think about it first and you really know what you're doing before you start anything else up with this person, right? Whoever this person is. This person now, I think, is represented by this Four of Cups. I think this person just started feeling okay again. Maybe after you broke up with them, they got into another relationship that was just terrible. And now they're kind of coming out of that and they're realizing maybe the mistakes that they made with you, or they're just in a more kind of balanced and centered and stable place emotionally, because they just got out of something very stormy. Now, I don't know that the relationship with you was all that terrible. I think for whatever reason you chose to end things. And I do think that's after you broke up with them, they got into something else that was just very bad. That was just way worse, way more turmoil and frustration and tension and upset. And now they're coming out of that. Maybe that was just a very, very short relationship, but it was a learning experience for them. And now they kind of see the mistakes that they've made in their relationship with you, which I think was a little bit more serious. But, to kind of counterbalance that, we don't see any strong indication here that there was a serious love, soulmate, a really deep, meaningful connection between the two of you. We see a lot of cups, which, yeah, there was a lot of love and strong connection there. But we don't see, the Empress card. We don't see the Two or Three of Cups. So I'm not sure that this is really the love connection that maybe this person, now that they've had something a lot worse, maybe now they're thinking that maybe you are their kind of true love or their soulmate, and they're just trying to rush back to you. And that, I think, is where you really have to be cautious and make the decision based on what's best for you and how you truly feel, and not act with this fire of fire, this Knight of Wands energy, and just be impulsive and just say, yeah, let's do it. Let's think about it first and see if it's really the appropriate step for you to take. Because I do think that they're in this place now where they just got out of something that was pretty bad, and so now everything else is really looking like paradise to them, So they, I think, are just rushing back to you because you were maybe the last person that they actually did feel a kind of love connection with. And so now they're trying to really just maybe rekindle that. So be cautious of that and make sure you heed the advice of this Lover's card and don't act too impulsively. And think about what you're doing before you do it, and make sure you really consider your feelings, your future, and that sort of thing. I think part of your issue here is that that this relationship didn't work in the past. We have the Three of Discs here, and so I think you really tried to make it work with this person in the past. I think they really tried, and maybe there was just some incompatibility there. It was really no one's fault. Nothing major really happened, but you just decided to end it because it wasn't working. And I think maybe, if they're coming at you now with this intention of restarting things and rekindling things, I think you have to consider, well, what gives me the idea that it's going to work out this time? Well, like, what's different? Why would it work now? It didn't work in the past. So I think that's a major concern for you, and something for you to really think about is that why would you try again if it didn't work in the past? Now, what reason do you have to believe that it's going to work in the future? So I think that's what we're seeing with the 3 of discs here, is just whether that compatibility is there, whether there's going to be like a nice functioning and a working together, and whether the relationship can happen in that kind of serious way again. If that's what this person is trying to communicate with you, you have to ask yourself, is that going to happen? Is that, like, why do I think that it's going to work out this time when, we went through that whole thing already and it didn't work out? So now what's changed? The more long-term outcome card, we do see the 4 of Swords. So this is telling me, I think, that maybe this 7 of Swords action that we started out with, this attempt to communicate with you, but something is resisting and blocking that communication. And I think what's blocking that communication is really just you being fed up with how the relationship went. You just kind of wanting to be over it, wanting to just have closure and just be done with it and not start all that emotion back up again. So I think you are resisting that communication because of, you're kind of at the end, you're at your 10 of Cups with that person, where it's just, you've had all you could take of that emotional upset, and it's just, it didn't work out, and you've reached the limit on that, okay? But like I said, this card could also be that what is going to come through this communication, if you allow it to happen, is that closure, is that kind of final, the final conversation, right? That's just going to just put an end to it and really resolve anything that's still lingering, and then you can really move on and be be comfortable that has ended well and everything's okay. But in the immediate future, long-term outcome, kind of down the road as you progress in the next few days, the next week or month, I think that communication with this person is going to stop. With this 4 of Swords, I feel like any kind of fighting or upset or arguments are going to stop. Now, I don't know if this is going to be you cutting off communication with them, but I think this is a definite closure, a definite resolution to any lingering issues, and this is kind of, there's nothing left to fight about, there's nothing left to discuss, everything's been out in the open, everything's been resolved, and that is kind of a good, peaceful way to end that. Now, that's not to say that the relationship isn't going to be rekindled and you're not going to kind of move forward into a new phase or a new relationship, because this isn't, communication itself just being cut off, like you're not ever going to talk to this person again. But this is saying that whatever lingering issues here, whatever closure was needed is going to happen. All the loose ends are going to be tied up. All of the conflict is going to be resolved. Okay, so then maybe from there, if you choose, the new relationship can go into the future and see what happens. So there's definitely going to be that closure there on any lingering issues. But as far as what the future holds from there on out, I guess we'll have to find out in the next reading for you next week. There is an extended version of this reading. If you want to stick around, you can become a member of this channel. I encourage you to do so. Maybe we'll find some other details or fill in some blanks that we maybe missed here of what's coming next. Leo, thank you so much for letting me read for you today. This was your weekly tarot forecast on Dove and Serpent Tarot. Thank you.